Shanti, and good evening to those of you able to join us live, and also greetings to those of you tuning in later through the YouTube video. We've been focusing these BK Chit chats on thoughts about Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba's praise, Shiv Baba's titles. This month of February and sometimes in March is usually when the festival of Shiv Jayanti is. And Delhi Janki used to always teach us to prepare our mind so that we gain maximum benefit from a particular event. Last year was the first time that I had the early Amrit Vela preparation for Shiv Jayanti. I took a lot of benefit by doing that. And this year we've added in a bit of the knowledge side as well. So we're going to hear some of the Murli points linked with particular praise of Shiv Baba. And it just allows us to think about it. We do hear the Murli every day, but found the last couple of sessions really very powerful just to focus on how Shiv Baba introduces himself. And for us, of course, it's all about a faithful intellect, a loving intellect. And that means love and faith based on understanding. So the deeper we make our understanding of Shiv Baba, the closer we will move to him. So I will hand over to Ranjan now to take you through some points.
Om Shanti. Good evening to all. So today Baba is saying the merciful one and the Lord of righteousness, Dharam Rakshak Dayaka Sagar. So this is in Hindi, the Dharam Rakshak means the Lord of righteousness.
Yeah, or the protector of the religion could be interpreted that way.
And Dayaka Sagar means the merciful one, the ocean of mercy.
Or the ocean of compassion.
Compassion. So the merciful one and the Lord of righteousness, Dharam Rakshak, R-A-K-S-H-A-K, Rakshak means the protector, and D-H-A-R-A-M, Dharam means the religion. And Daya, D-A-Y-A, is the compassion, Ka, Sagar, of, ocean of compassion. S-A-G-A-R, Sagar means the ocean. So Baba says, I am the merciful one at the death of all deaths. You call out to me, the purifier, to come and purify you. Both of these names are mine, that is Shiv Baba's names. So merciful one, purifier, and death of all deaths. I am now playing both the parts of the merciful one and the death of all deaths. Because Baba is going to take us all, whether anybody is ready or not, wanting to go or not, but it's the law. We have to all go home. I am changing thorns into flowers. Therefore, your intellect should have that happiness. And this is the Sakar Murli of 27th May 2000. And Baba says, if they were to truly believe him to be the Supreme Father, their intellect will begin to sparkle. And this is from the Murli, Sakar Murli of 6th February 2001. The Father only comes to serve you children. He sees that his children are unhappy, and so he definitely feels mercy for them. He is the merciful Father. And this is Sakar Murli of 26th June 2001. Baba makes you a server, but he becomes the intellect of the wise and touches souls. Through this, the name of the children is glorified and Baba's task is easily carried out. Baba cares for you with much love and attention so that you constantly swing in many swings. By many swings, Baba means the swing of super sensuous joy, of happiness, and all the powers, all the titles there. So Baba says you can swing in many swings. Baba doesn't allow your feet to touch the ground. Sometimes you are in the swing of Baba's remembrance, sometimes in the swing of Baba's lap, sometimes in the swing of happiness, and sometimes in the swing of intoxication, bliss, love, and peace. So Baba looks at us as very royal children. And Baba says royal children don't put their feet on the mud. You know how even very important people have red carpets rolled for them. But Baba doesn't want us to put our feet, means our intellect or our attention on this old world and get dirty. Baba says at every breath, just Baba and me. And our intellect should be up above with Baba. And that's what Baba means, to swing in all those swings. All these attainments are the specialities of this blessed time. At the moment, because Baba is the bestower of blessings and the bestower of wisdom, because he is the Father and fulfills all relationships, Baba is merciful. The method of giving one and receiving multi-million-fold is applied at this time. At the end, the compassion who settles all karmic accounts will work. The account of 1 to multi-million will then come to an end. So in the beginning, it was 1 to 1, wasn't it?
Do you want to read that?
Yeah, because Baba says that, yeah, I'll read it again because it's the time Baba is pointed out about the time above. And so Baba is saying that now make the most of while Baba is giving multi-million fold for one, whatever we service do, but then it will end. So Baba is cautioning us and pointing out as a merciful Father. Baba says, at the moment, because Baba is the bestower of blessings and the bestower of wisdom, because he is the Father and fulfills all relationships, Baba is merciful. The method of giving one and receiving multi-million fold is applied at this time. At the end, the compassion who settles all accounts will work. This, oh no, the companion who, oh, it's not compassion. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
I'm sorry. It was
It was worth reading again.
Yeah.
Mm.
The method of giving one and receiving multi-million fold is applied at this time. At the end, the companion who settles all karmic accounts will work. The account of 1 to multi-million will then come to an end. So I think Baba is pointing out the Dharamraj, isn't it? The companion who settles.
Yes, I've shared this with all of you before, that my perception of this too late board that Baba speaks of is this point, that it's not necessarily that it would be just at the very end of the Iron Age, at the time of the final destruction, but it could be earlier. Baba could stop giving multi-million fold, and he could, for example, he could announce, from today I will now only give 1,000 fold. The time of multi-million fold is over. Now it's 1,000 fold. Now, that's still generous, isn't it? 1,000 fold. On the path of devotion, we just get 1 to 1. But that chance of multi-million is gone, isn't it? If you think that how many more hours of remembrance we would have to have, how much more service, how much more self-transformation to try and just get what we were getting before. So that would be very regretful, wouldn't it? And so I think this is what Baba's indicating. And then Baba calls Dharmaraj his companion. And it's a switch of relationship, isn't it? At the moment, it's the father, the teacher, and the Satguru. But the end of confluence age means the end of those three. And Baba makes a switch of role to Dharmaraj, which is the supreme accountant. And he's going to just clear all of our accounts before we go back home.
So at the end, the companion who settles all karmic accounts will work. This account of 1 to multi-million will then come to an end. Baba is merciful now, but then the accounts will be settled. Now you are forgiven. Even a severe mistake is forgiven, and Baba is a helper and enables you to fly, to have a deep realization within the heart means to be forgiven.
I remember this point now that it's been read again, and it's a very important one for us to remember, because there's so many mechanisms of denial. And as long as you'll remember, we had these Morales back in November on forgiveness. And Baba was saying that if you ask for forgiveness, you won't get it. And this is the indication that we really have been forgiven, because the soul actually has such a realization that they want to change. And if a soul is able to change, that's because Baba's helped them. It's one step of courage of the children, 1,000 steps of help from the Father. So this realization that leads to transformation is the forgiveness. But there has to be a real desire to change. If there isn't, and it's just superficial, it won't be real. It won't happen really. So I think it's something because on this Brahmin journey, maybe different Brahmins have made different mistakes. I was saying even very big mistakes. But at this time, it's the form of forgiveness from the Father, the form of mercy and compassion from the Father. But it's not a foolish one. It's a mercy that enables change. So really, we just got to make the most of it. And Baba's saying that soul can even fly afterwards. And if a Brahmin has made very significant mistakes and then changed and then become a doubly intensive effort maker, they've reached their karmatit stage by the end of their life. Who's going to remember the mistakes? Because ultimately it's about the final result, isn't it? So better saying you've got time now to change. So don't waste time with regret. Don't waste time with guilt. Don't waste time with shame. All of these things are actually wastes of time because the only thing that matters is change, results. Even ruminating on mistakes is a way of avoiding change. So some people, they'll just go over and over. I wish I didn't do this. I wish I didn't do that. I shouldn't have done that. But those moments, those thoughts could have been used in Baba's remembrance. They could have been used to change our pattern of thinking. They could have been used to practice a drill. So we have to really be very, very honest here with ourselves and Baba. How much do I really want to change? Or do I just want a little improvement? If I just want a little improvement, Baba will help that much. But if I want to fundamentally change my nature and sanskars, then Baba's going to give a lot more help. And we'll be able to have all of our sins forgiven. Because it's this combination of remembrance and self-transformation that gains that full forgiveness of all the sin.
Yeah, and sorry, can I come in?
Hmm.
Also, because we have been coming to Baba so long, and few Murlis, Baba has reminded us that first the Amrit Vela, Baba has fixed those times for us because it's not of Baba is not official. Baba is in the form of our Father, and whatever our weaknesses we want to give, whatever we want to take, Amrit Vela, never miss Amrit Vela. Amrit Vela is important. This is fixed by Baba. After that, Baba becomes official because the Bhagats, devotees, and all the day through people are calling out to him. And also, Baba said that Baba has given you so much now, and then as the sorrow increases, there will be lots of cries of sorrow and help, asking God to help. And Baba is preparing us to be his right hands to help because we are older children. Like in the family, when our younger siblings come, our parents need to pay more attention to them and expect older ones to give them, help them with them. So this is here also the same. So Baba says, then Baba will become official for everyone. Baba will give more attention to others. And then, of course, in the Dharam Raj, Supreme Judge will be even more official.
And one story that Sister Jayanti shares came into my mind just now. That Baba was saying he enables a soul to fly, even if they've made a mistake, a big mistake. And she was sharing that it was the early days of the London Center, and she was interpreting for one brother as he was talking to Lady Genki, and he was speaking in English, and she was interpreting into Hindi. And this brother had made a big mistake. And he asked Daddy what to do. And Daddy said, it's good that you've been honest and had the realization. But Baba says in the Murali that for the Brahmins, it's 100-fold punishment for the mistakes we make, the sins we perform. When we were devotees, it was 1-to-1 for the sin and also 1-to-1 for the charity. But when we become BKs, it's multi-million-fold for the positive and 100-fold for the negative. So she said to that brother, you now must perform 100 pure and positive actions to make up for that one mistake. So I think this is also something to keep in mind, that just saying sorry and asking for forgiveness will not do it. If we really want to fly ahead, then you actually have to have this desire within you to make up for the mistake by doing so much positive that it outweighs the negative. And so that 100-fold positivity cancels out the negativity in that way. So let's also keep that one in mind.
Yeah, and I just noticed that Sharon Bhai has underlined this point about to have a deep realization within the heart means to be forgiven. So I don't know if you want to underline that and revise. So Baba says you don't need to ask forgiveness in the way that people of the world do. That is like a bhagat, being a devotee. Baba doesn't like his children to be like that. So the method of realization brings forgiveness. If forgiveness is asked for because someone else has prompted you to ask, or if it is done in the hope that there will be adjustment because of the situation or circumstances, then that forgiveness is not granted. Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Clear. So Baba said that won't be granted. Some children are very clever. You know, Baba uses this word in Hindi, Miya Mithu. Means they think they are more clever than Baba. You know, they see the appropriate atmosphere and say, let me confess now and ask for forgiveness, and let us see what happens in the future. And now Baba says, but Baba is knowledgeful. Although he knows, he smiles, but doesn't let it go. He doesn't grant you forgiveness. So some think they have more knowledge. Baba means they think they have more knowledge than Baba. You see, this is why Baba must have chuckled and said, but Baba is knowledgeful. Although he knows, he smiles, but doesn't let it go. He doesn't grant you forgiveness. Success cannot be achieved without applying the accurate method, can it? The method is that of one step, and the result is that of multi-million fold. So Baba says the condition is the child has to take one step of courage. And then Baba will come running, taking 1,000 steps and come and help you. So Baba says that you have to apply this accurate method. The method is that of one step, and the result is that of multi-million fold. But Baba says, but only when the method of one step is accurate. So it's the courage of the child first. Then, if you don't claim blessings now at the blessed time, means the time of the Sangam Yuga, confluence age, when will you claim them? And that's why it's important to Amrit Vela. Baba always emphasizes on that and following Srimad and following the Maryadas code of conduct. The time will come to an end, and accordingly, all your specialities will also come to an end. So it was last week, wasn't it? 3 words: sudden, ever ready, and over a long period of time. The practice of over. Baba pointed out to us those 3: sudden, ever ready, and practice of over a long period of time. Therefore, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to take, whatever you want to create, take all of that and create it now in good time with Baba's blessings in the form of health. You cannot receive this diamond chance again. You have to return with Baba, and those who constantly stay in his company will return with him. How can those who do not stay in Baba's company return with him? Constantly stay in the company and be Baba's companions. And as for service, Baba is the one who makes me work, and I am an instrument who works. So remember the words humble, be humble, nimit, nirman. So instrument. It is just as necessary to recognize the time as it is to recognize the self and the father. Before Bap Dada sits and tells you the result, you should understand your result yourself. So Baba few months ago said honest checking, wasn't it? So honest, subtle checking. Baba said in October Murli that your subtle checking, swa checking, self checking. So Baba says it is just as necessary to recognize the time as it is to recognize the self and the father. Before Bapdada sits and tells you the result, you should understand your result yourself. Because if Bapdada announces the result, hearing the result, you will think it has been announced now. What more can we do? I will have to be as I am. Means you become slack, you know. This is why Bapdada is still telling the result indirectly by saying, check this, check this. At the moment, the role of the one who shows the mirror and reveals the account is still incognito. But his role, means Shiv Baba's role, will be visible later. Therefore, Baba still feels mercy. Okay, give them one more year. They are still the children. If Baba wishes, what can he not do? Baba can announce each thing about everyone, because some children think that Baba is the innocent Lord. They treat Baba as though he was innocent. Baba is the innocent Lord, but he is also the great death. So Baba began with mercy and death of all death. So Baba is reminding that don't forget, at the end, Baba will be so official, and Dharamraj will, Supreme Judge will be also there. And Baba often says this is the only study where Baba gives the question first, because we have to be so ready. We have to fly in a second, isn't it? That is our question paper already. We got the question paper already. That ever sudden, ever ready efforts of over long period of time. And what was I saying?
Suddenly, ever ready, and doing over a long period of time.
Yeah. And also that remember you already have the question. So this much practice of Baba says, even you shouldn't even take a second to fly to Baba, to be with Baba. That much practice. So we know our exam question. This is why Baba says, at the moment, the role of the one who shows the mirror and reveals the account is still incognito, but his role will be visible later. Therefore, Baba still feels mercy. Okay, give them one more year. They are still the children. If Baba wishes, what can he not do? Baba can announce each thing about everyone, because some children think that Baba is the innocent Lord. They treat Baba as though he was innocent. Baba is the innocent Lord, but he is also the great death. He doesn't show this form in front of the children. Otherwise, they wouldn't even be able to stand in front of Baba. Therefore, even though Baba knows, he becomes the innocent Lord. So he becomes innocent Lord, but he is not that innocent as others have his perception. He even becomes ignorant. For what reason? To make the children complete. So Baba knows, Baba said, but he becomes ignorant. And then Baba asked, for what reason? To make children complete. And this is the Avyakt Murli of 14th December 1987. 14th December 1987. Have the faith, awareness, and power that you have belonged to Baba many times, and that you have been a conqueror of Maya many times. And so, why should it be difficult to become this now? Do you not have the clear awareness that you, the elevated soul, have played the part of being victorious many times? Kalap, kalap, every kalpa we have been victorious. Baba says, have this awareness. So have the faith, awareness, and power that you have belonged to Baba many times, and that you have been a conqueror of Maya many times. And so, why should it be difficult to become this now? Do you not have the clear awareness that you, the elevated souls, have played the part of being victorious many times. The experience will be that the physical costume is ready and visible in front of you, and that in a short time you will just have to put it on. So Baba means your physical costume of the future, the golden age costume. So don't have that tight nature. Sometimes Baba says some people wear such tight clothes that they can't remove it quickly enough. So Baba says we have to be that much ready. And visible in front of you, and that is that in a short time you will just have to put it on. You will very clearly see the new Sato Pradhan body that is complete with all virtues, whilst walking and moving around. You will experience the happiness and the intoxication that tomorrow you will leave your old body and adopt that new one. If you do not have this clear awareness, it proves that you have not made yourself clear to the Father. Because you have concealed yourself from the Father due to some reason, the evil spirit of fear remains concealed within you. So it is the fear. When you have fear, you tend to lie or not tell the whole truth. And this is what Baba is pointing out. You have underlined that. Because of the lack of faith that whatever I am, whoever I am, I belong to the Father. You do not have the faith that you have become this many times. So, first of all, check whether you have made yourself clear to the Father, means be very transparent in front of the Father. Or do you just please yourself and the Father, thinking that Baba is Jani, Jananhar anyway? It's Jani, Jani, the one who knows everything. Jani, Jani, Jananhar, Jananhar, means he knows what is inside me and everything. So some conceal it from Baba. And this is what Baba is pointing out, that Baba doesn't do that. And that he knows everything. Is Baba not aware of the fact that he knows? You become the teachers of the teacher, means of the world. So Shiv Baba is the teacher. So it's the capital teacher for teacher, for Shiv Baba of the world. And so you become the teachers of the teacher of the world. Because of hiding one thing from the Father, you have accumulated 100-fold burden on yourself. So it's not cleverness, but you are making, you are creating burden on yourself. You make many mistakes because of one mistake and because of disobeying the one Maryada code of conduct. You are disobeying. You disobey many Maryadas. So once you tell one lie, then you have to keep on thinking of many, many lies to cover up whatever it is. And same with the Maryada. If you break one Maryada, Baba is drawing our attention that because of obeying one Maryada, you disobey many Maryadas, code of conduct. If you haven't lightened yourself from the accumulation of the burden of so many 100,000-fold, how can you move forward in the stage of ascent? Remember, we are ascending the step ladder, the picture of the ladder. We are ascending. In the world outside also, what title is given to someone who conceals something? Anyway, who conceals even a little thing would be placed in the list of thieves, would he not? So whilst you have such sanskars of lying to Bap Dada or making do with something, do you know how much sin you accumulate? So you are cheating yourself. You are increasing your sins instead of burning them, absorbing them. You are accumulating, Baba. Because you consider Baba to be the Lord of the innocent ones, you think that something can remain concealed or that it doesn't matter. Although in the form of the Father, He is the Lord of the innocent ones, nonetheless, in order to enable you to settle your accounts, He is also lawful. So the balance of love and law. So Baba is also lawful. So what will you do at that time? Will you be able to conceal yourself at that time? Will you be able to save yourself then? There are many godly disciplines and maryadas, code of conduct. And you are also aware of how many maryadas you have disobeyed throughout the day. Baba has given you this time of this life of having died alive. 2 days ago, the Murli said, we have come to Baba to die alive from this sanskars and old world and everything. So here Baba is pointing out, check and change your sanskars of lying or whatever, you're cheating yourself. So Baba is merciful. And Baba pointed out there are many maryadas and you have disobeyed throughout the day. Baba has given you this time of this life of having died alive for world service. So here we cannot do the world service until we have died alive properly. Means distaste to this old world. All powers have been given to you for the self and for the benefit of the world. The mind has been given to you to have pure thoughts. Baba a few weeks ago also said mind and everything. So here mind is given for only pure thoughts. And the body has been given to you for doing the service of the world. Therefore, are the body, mind, wealth you have given to Baba yours. Whatever you have given to the Father now belongs to the Father, does it not? If you use a godly gift, that is something given to you by God for world service in a wasteful way, would you not accumulate a burden? So here one has to be humble and true, trusty, honest, trusty. In Hindi, imandar, wafadar, faithful. So Baba is reminding our title as a honest, true, trusty. Bab Dada also has the mercy. So Baba reminded again that you will even increase your burden if you waste whatever Baba has given us for world service. Would you not accumulate a burden? Bap Dada also has the mercy to make everyone complete and perfect now. However, even the Creator is bound by the bondage of Maryada and godly disciplines. Even though Shiv Baba is the supreme soul, he is also bound in drama, often he says, and he is also bound by the bondage of Maryadas, code of conduct, and godly disciplines. Even Baba cannot disobey the Maryadas. Even Baba cannot. Baba has to observe the principles of whoever does something receives the return of it. Yes, there is scope for him to a hundredfold return of one. By your maintaining courage, he can help, but he cannot do anything else. And this is the Avyakt Murli of 4th July 1974. 4th July 1974. 0407 1974. Om Shanti.
Thank you. So lots of deep and powerful points.
Yeah.
I wonder if any of you would like to come in and say something or ask something.
Om Shanti, brother. Om Shanti, Ranjan Ben.
Om Shanti.
Good to see you,
I
sister.
am. Yeah, I found that it was such a powerful Murli. Baba has given us all the opportunities to become. He shows us the way, tells us what we need to do, but nothing can be achieved without the effort on my part. And, he's saying, like when he talked about forgiveness, forgiveness cannot come unless I have that effort. I make that effort for Baba to forgive. But does Baba forgive fully all my sins? It means that I have to work on some, and Baba will help. Because Baba doesn't get involved in anyone's karmas as such, but he can help. I always remember Suresh did a class on karma. And she always have some stories to say. And also, honesty. I always felt that if I am not honest with myself of where I am, then I'm just fooling myself in just going through the motions of a Brahmin life. And real honesty is honest with yourself in asking questions. Is what is my role? What does Baba want from me? Can I fulfill the hopes of Baba? But can I fulfill my hopes? In that, have I truly realized from my heart um, that who I am and that this is God? I was asking a student this morning, have you realized that who is saying this Murli? The gods that everyone's been searching for. Do I really realize or feel and have faith that this is God and not just another part? And I think for me, I had no questions that this is God. But have I fully realized within myself that I follow all the Mariadas? Because I have broken Mariadas on my journey. I have not gone straight through. And as this Baba is saying, and you're saying here, that once you make the effort and you have this honest realization and wants to transform, you have to want to transform. Because transformation doesn't just come by just listening to a Murli or just doing service. It has to become with a desire of wanting to transform. And that knowing that Baba came for me, he didn't just come for me to just elevate me. There was a purpose in elevating me to bring world transformation. So have I understood my part in this drama, that I am part of the process in bringing about change in this world. And Baba said something in today's Murli, and I wasn't too clear on it. When he says, Baba he's the one who creates the new world. He will create the new world, but there are many subtle margins to that. I don't know if you recall that line in the Murli today, and I wasn't clear what actually Baba means by that. So in my own journey, I'm thinking that there are many things that will bring about this world transformation, because Baba doesn't come and wave a wand and get a new world. And what are the margins? For me, I am seeing the margin being me elevating myself. So the new world is dependent upon me, a Brahmin, in bringing about change, creating this new world together with Baba and bringing time close. I know you always say, don't make time your effort. You make the effort and you bring time close. And I'm seeing more and more, because there's reality within the world of what is happening, but also within Brahmin family. There are many Brahmins who are leaving bodies. And the indication is there for me that how important in this Murali Baba, reiterating over and over, why is it we have to transform, where realization has to be, where we need to become such souls with the effort becomes not effort anymore. It just becomes easy to go through and not think that this is a Mariada I have to perform, but it becomes, like Sister Janti gave a class on royalty, that the sanskars start coming in such a way that I don't have to think, and I have to be honest with myself. Where am I with that? I have to measure my level and see what it is I still have to do. And I have quite a bit still to do, to be honest with myself. So those are the things was going through my mind when John Ben was reading this Murli. His Baba has so much compassion for the children. And as you say rightly, there will come a time when he won't be able to give us much. And another thought, I always felt that since I came and knew Baba on my level, where I know Baba on my level, I can never see Baba in a fierce or fearsome or stern role. He will give direction. So, like for Dharam Raj, I see because I think in the Murray, we were losing, at least here, I was losing some of the audio. There was a unstable with the internet. I don't see Baba, even at Dharam Raj, as being fearful because I always tell myself Baba is truth and there's no duality. He may play another role, but what he does is not that he punish. I don't see Baba punishing me. I am punishing myself because what his role is always the grand visions. So I'd never have seen Baba in if I want to use the word um, a negative emotion or a negative way. It was always loving. And I think at that time of Dharam Raj, I want to believe Baba will be even more compassionate. He will not be able to help at that time. You have no more help. But Baba will always be compassionate because in the local way, a father, parent will always be compassionate to children, no matter how on the wrong path they may go. There are few parents now who don't really fulfill that role of a proper parent. But this is how I see Baba, never being anything of any negative, just positive. At the end, there will be compassion more than ever. And I will go through my punishment per se. Depends on the visions that I get. Now I'm soul, and Baba will show me where I went wrong. And so the repentance will be me, nothing to do with Baba in that way. Yeah. But if you can think about or clarify for me, this where Baba says there will be many margins. When Baba says, I will create a new world, but there are many subtle margins to that. Can you just expand on that for me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think you've summarized what are the main points that Baba was conveying there. And we were hearing extracts from two different Murlis, but they complemented each other. And that first one was around this forgiveness based on realization. And like you're saying, that the focus has to be on the spiritual endeavor. And my understanding is that Baba's saying that the result is the forgiveness. So you know you've been forgiven because the result happens. Your sanskar changes, your nature changes, your circumstance change. But we shouldn't be doing the effort just for the result. We have to actually be willing to do the spiritual endeavor. I think that's where the sincerity comes in. As devotees, we think if we just pray a bit, ask a bit, give an offering, we should get a result. But Baba is making us into yogi souls. And a yogi soul has to be prepared to do the spiritual endeavor that's unseen, unnoticed. And that's actually the real one, where you're doing it privately, not for show, but because you know you've got to change, you've got to accumulate. And then, as Baba was saying that, I was thinking about how our arrogance and confidence interferes with this. The way he put it in both of those Morley extracts was that you think that Baba is the innocent Lord. And there's this subtle arrogance that comes through success. So one thing we have to be careful about is as results come and we gain success in life, then we can be more inclined to lose our self-awareness, which is the other point you were saying, that we forget about our mistakes. Now, on one side, Baba doesn't want us sitting around having low self-esteem, but there is this fine balance between self-respect and humility. And the humility comes through remembering our mistakes and remembering our deficiencies. The self-respect comes through remembering the fortune that I have in my relationship with Baba. And what comes about is where Baba was in the second morally talking about fear. And we have this mindset, partly because we souls are actors as well. But human life is an act. So every person is performing, and every person wants to present the best side of themselves all the time. And in that endeavor to look good, to present my best self, I'm always hiding a part of myself that's my worst self. No one walks around sharing their mistakes. We walk around showing our best self. And so by repeating that over and over again, we develop a sanskar of hiding things. And that causes us problems when it comes to self-transformation. And so to have this relationship with Baba, okay, I don't need to share things with human beings. But with Shiv Baba, I need transparency. And I need to not have this low self-esteem with him either, but to remember in front of him all the weaknesses that I had or have, all the mistakes I made or make, and being aware that the only reason that I'm progressing at all is because he's helping me and blessing me. So you might remember we had maybe it was in December, we had a Morally or two on Dharmaraj. And what Baba is explaining, like you're saying that, it's not about being afraid of that form of Baba, but in order to not be afraid, what Baba says is have the relationship with Dharmaraj from now. You don't want to just think of it happening on Judgment Day. At that time, you want to just fly through. But it's from now that we have to have this relate to this side of Baba, which, as you said, is the truth. So what you find over and over again is this iron-aged overconfidence that we will be able to persuade everyone that we are only good, we are only saintly, our mistakes are not really mistakes. There's this prevent, but what Bab is saying is underneath that justification is fear. Because you know that it's not really true. There's part of you that really knows, but you don't want to admit it even to yourself, maybe. So we then begin to cover up. So I think what Bab is doing is just unraveling all of this for us in these two Murli extracts we had. And I think just we got to understand Baba, that this is a relationship with him. How can we deceive him? It's just not even possible. So keeping our feet on the ground, just making our endeavors and having our Amrit Vela and our morally, just keep going with that. And if any success comes, thank you, Baba. Not taking it ourselves. And then, yeah, I'll have a look because I hear the morally in Hindi usually. So sometimes when like BK's quote to me points from the morally, it does sound different because you heard it in English and it can be interpreted. Others would have even heard it maybe in another language interpreted from English. So usually, as you're indicating that when Baba uses the word margin, he is talking about time, that there's still some time, there's some margin left. So I would interpret it the way you have interpreted it. Um, and like you're saying, it's not, I think it's surprised everyone that Shiv Baba's task is not being done with him with the speed that we might have expected, that he could just do it really fast. But I think that's all in the context of what we've heard today. It's all part of his compassion that he's taking longer so that we have time to be able to change ourselves. So there's still a margin for us to do that. But the right way to think is what you've intimated, that we should just think about this lifetime now. At some point we're going to leave our body. And that's my final paper, that's my final moment at that time. So yeah, I think those are points well made there with that. You want to come?
That we had this a couple of days, first division movie. So I thought Baba was pointing out there's a margin, you can come.
Right. Yeah. Now, what Beva's saying is, it's not too late. I think, that was the key point, that, we can still get multi-million fold, maybe even multi-billion fold. So there's still the margin that for this opportunity. And Baba will even give even more, So it's interesting how Baba does it, that there are some BKs, they had Brahma Baba's direct sustenance, Mama's direct sustenance. And I remember there's a morally that after that, so it was in the 1970s, where Baba said that anyone who didn't meet Brahma Baba, Baba gives them a starting point of 25%. So those that did meet Brahma Baba, they start at zero. Those that didn't meet Brahma Baba, they start at 25%. So this is what Baba was saying in the morally, that he can't change, like, people have to make their own efforts. But what he can do is he can change the percentage of help that he's going to give. And this is the way he equalizes it for all the Brahmins. So we just got to make the most of it, really, day by day.
Yes, and recently Baba said that you get your 90% and Baba will give 10% of grace.
Yeah, so I mean, we just got
So
to
that
get
is the
on.
margin. Baba but said every breath you remember Baba and then make your effort up to 90%. Baba will add 10% as a grace. Remember just few days ago. Yeah. And when Dadi Prakash, when it was, she made up her 5% very quickly, didn't she? Remember? Asked, everybody said, no, Daddy, you must be ready or 100%. Daddy said, no, I have reached up to 95%. I still have to make such efforts that I make another 5%. And so she quickly made that before she became aware. So, whereas we all were, Baba said that some were 50, 60, some 75. And remember, just before that, Baba said, to even have not having 75 wasn't good enough for Baba from us. And now he's saying that now 90%, and Baba will.
Lady Janki used to emphasize this, that part of God's compassion is that he doesn't release the result until the end. And that came in these Murli extracts as well. So this is all part of this opportunity, this margin
Diamond
that Baba
opportunity.
is giving, that the fact that he doesn't announce the result now means that he's giving a person a chance to change. So this is all part of Baba's help. We've got to recognize it, make the most of it. And souls can really fly. It can it can definitely happen throughout the history of the Yagya. There are many Brahmin examples of that. So definitely it can be done.
And also, I thought Baba pointed out that don't stay under the illusion that he's innocent Lord, Jani Jananhar, because you are deceiving yourself, because Baba also has to follow the laws. Baba is not going to favor, even today, he's not biased or anything. And he's kept one seat empty still. Or he often says, you make effort and leave it to Baba. He'll even add the rose of the garland, the beads. So I think Baba has left a lot of margins that way. Yeah. But then we have to make efforts to get them. Even then, Baba is generous. He will give 10% from him.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to share anything or ask anything? Okay, let's finish with a few minutes of Baba's remembrance.